digital copy, code enforcement did that, or for paper copies, and I don't see for paper copies here. I'm gonna check my email real quick, just to make sure that we did not get it, because I have not seen it. But it might have slipped through the cracks, and, we have the option to review it or just table it, because, we did not get all the copies, and I don't know how we would pass this around without a digital copy. I'm just checking my email to make sure we did not get a digital copy.
How long does a permit exist when somebody's approved to do lakefront work, for example? Is it good for 12 months, forever?
No, there's certain conditions that, so as long as they're making progress, they can extend it. Typically, they usually get a year or two to do the work, if I remember right. I'd have to look it up.
Probably
I
says
can't-
on the permit.
Yeah,
I'm just curious, 'cause one of the places that we have discussed in a meeting, that where I brought up seeing activity, has got activity going on again, up closer to the road. They're building rock walls, but they're obviously within range of the shoreline, I would suspect. And so then I wonder, is that included on the permit that was given to them 2 years ago?
You can always go on the NHDES website and check to see if they have a permit. In fact, now, the overview map has it now. So like the access that they have, you can go on there and search by permit. You can actually click on an address and see if they have a permit, when that last permit was approved,
Okay.
and things like that. Yeah, they've been working on this website thing for a long time, this tool. And, you can go on there and see the watershed, you can see everything. So, and you can see the permit, if there's one that's been issued, if there's one application in process, and things like that. Because people, I guess, can get away with doing work if the application is in, and then they can deal with the consequences after if it's not approved. But mostly, so when it comes to a permit, a wetlands permit, it is not on the contractor that's doing the work to make sure that there's a permit. It is on the homeowner to ensure that they are permitted for the work. So let's say a company's in there and they're doing a retaining wall. I mean, good practice should be to make sure that it's a permit posted, because it's supposed to be. But in theory, that violation goes against the homeowner, not the contractor.
I'm not comparing, one thing.
No, I'm just saying,
I understand what
like,
you're saying.
Yeah, but
Ultimately, the ultimate responsibility.
it's on the homeowner.
Yep.
Yeah, so the fines will.
I mean, I've
cover-
hired contractors to do work, and electricians, and they've gone, or plumber,
It
and
doesn't-
they've gone and gotten the
doesn't
permit.
exonerate the contractor. The
No, I was just
contractor
gonna
will
get to that.
Yeah,
If you have a
okay.
piece of equipment now, and
Yeah.
you're down there by the lake and you're dredging or something like that, now you could get a fine for that as a contractor, because, you're still.
They still can get a fine for doing shoreline work without a permit, too.
Can they get the contractor?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's really ultimately on them to make
Yeah,
sure.
well, the homeowner gets zapped, they get zapped, because,
Not a good practice anyways. in the
no,
first
I
place.
always tell people when they ask me about permits on the shoreline, I say, ask your contractor if he's applied for a permit. If he hasn't, you should
Oh, they-
insist that they get a permit before any work starts. That's what I always tell them.
We get calls a lot, and a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm trying to do work on, I don't want anybody to know," and it's in this area. I'm not gonna say people's names, but we get these calls all the time. And, and I let them go, and then at the end I say, well, they'll say, "Oh, the permitting's tough in this town," and this and that, and I let them go, and then at the end I say, "Well, I'm on the Conservation Commission and on the Planning Board," and they go, "Oh."
Yeah,
And
the permit
that's
isn't
it.
that difficult.
Yeah, I don't think it is, and we
No.
go out there and we look at these jobs and find out, it's really easy to get these permits, so, so we'd rather work with people to help them get a permit and let the public know that these really aren't that difficult to get these permits, and there's always a solution if there's a problem, you just sometimes.
Has the dam been opened on Level Lake? Looks like the water's up, but
I'm not sure.
I don't know,
They
with the
usually- they
ice
usually
melting,
start- They
I don't
usually
know.
start systematically putting boards in right after the, April 1st. But it is up, because I know it's right down by my shore.
Yeah, I
It's
just know
already up to my
I'm seeing
bottom
less
stand.
shoreline than we were during the winter, and I just wonder if they've been turned on, or it's just the ice melt has raised the level up.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where there shouldn't be any big work being done, I know that.
So, correspondence, we have some, we don't have any applications for any, applicants at this time. No adoption applications for any properties. We do have a reported alleged violation for tax map 41, lot 8. It says the New Hampshire NHDES Land Resource Management Program has received a complaint of possible violations on the property. The complaint alleges that you or an agent have conducted a logging operation in a wetland and stream without a permit or proper authorization from NHDES. This letter is to notify you of this complaint and to provide you with an opportunity to respond. We find no record of a permit being issued under your name for work described above, but realize that a permit may have been obtained under another name. The work may be exempt from the regulation below, or the information provided to NHDES may be unfounded. If work has been performed without a permit or proper authorization, you are requested to voluntarily refrain from carrying out any additional work, except for installation of siltation and erosion controls, until NHDES further investigates this matter. The reported alleged violation is in link with the statute listed below pursuant to RSA 482-A. A wetlands permit is required from NHDES and posted on site prior to excavating, removing, dredging, filling, or constructing any structure in or on any bank, flat, marsh, bog, or swamp, and in adjacent to waters of the state or within 100 feet of a designated prime wetland where a 100-foot buffer was required at the time of designation.
What was the tax map in?
That is tax map 41, number 8, lot 8. And they have 20 days to respond to this letter. And I think I've heard of this one, and no, he does not have a permit, I believe.
Was it Pine River Ponds?
Yes.
Yes. March 30.
And just a little correspondence on the application that we have in front of us.
This one?
That one right there. To clarify, we only need one paper copy. This is from Larissa in code enforcement. To clarify, we only need one paper copy and one digital copy, so no need to drop those other 3 sets off. Conservation Commission is trying to save paper. The next one was a response from him. Happy to provide 4 copies. I will drop them off at the town hall as soon as possible. This was on March 25th. And he asked if this is the new procedure, needing to provide it to the Conservation Commission. I know it's required for a wetlands permit, but I'm submitting a shoreland permit as well, either way. And yes, he said he would drop one off as soon as he could, but he was notified that we need a digital copy. And this was from her. We received 1 copy of the NHDES application for Timmins, 829 Canal Road. But Conservation Commission process requires a total of 4 hard copies and 1 digital copy. You can send directly to CC Chair Josh Fuller, or send it to me. I'll forward it to him. Thank you so much. Let me know if you get this request. And he said he would get them down as soon as he could, which we have not received yet. Oh,
Do you want to see this?
Yeah.
so it looks like he sent an email of the proposed conditions. But no application. Forward this to you guys. Okay, you wanna look at it? What do you guys wanna do? I'm gonna send this to you guys now, and you can see what it was.
It's a rather extensive application of demolishing a house, a building, and putting a new building up on Grady's Lake. Subsurface disposal system as well. I did not look at it in detail though.
Well, it's not an application, I'll show you what he sent us.
This one's right by a river, that first one you,
Yeah,
yeah.
in fact, I think they were trying to cut in the driveway, that's why they were trying to do that.
What's the tax map on the, when we,
Yeah, this is what he sent us. This is my,
You have a digital copy of that, right?
of this, yeah, that's what I'm forwarding to you right now as well.
These are the pictures, these are the existing pictures.
I just forwarded, basically, I think the whole change.
yeah, I didn't bring my phone, I gotta get,
Whoa, pretty big, huh?
what's the tax map on that?
Tax map on this one is 153 lot 24, and it's a little less than 1.5 acre. And so this is on the lake, says lakefront,
Great East Lake is here.
okay? And so there's nothing called
Here's a
out on
parcel
here
out
for,
here.
where's the erosion controls? Well, I guess it does have erosion control, well, erosion controls is like the same color as edge of buffers. So light blue is erosion controls.
So it would probably be this
Is that?
right here.
It's not quite near the water, is it? See him? Some over here. 1, 2.
These ex-
Looks like
And what
it's
is
down
one,
here,
two?
quarter, this is
That's existing conditions.
driveway
He's taking
being
that.
removed.
Existing riprap stormwater collection basin. So that's the existing, this is proposed. So he wants to keep the 12-inch culvert under the driveway, seasonal for overflow. We have a proposed garage, and the waterfront is down here, if I'm correct, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the water line right there.
We have our point system done. Did we see that called out anywhere on here?
Which one will be covered within the waterfront buffer?
Okay, yep. He still had enough, 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, and 6. What is it? It says see note, 4, 5, and 6. Note regarding waterfront buffer grids. These must represent, no clearing, tree removal, or expansion, existing cleared areas proposed within these segments. Current point score is 0 due to pre-existing conditions, okay. So there's no trees at all in here right now. And,
No, they're trees, he's just not removing them.
no, I meant 4, 5, and 6, there's no
Oh,
trees.
okay.
That's what he's saying, there's a
Yeah,
score
well,
of
there's an
0.
existing house there now.
Yeah. Well, not anymore.
Boom, boom.
So, driveway to be removed,
So it looks like the house is coming,
yeah. So it's still gonna stay a gravel driveway down. And then, well, the house is gonna have a bigger footprint?
Is this a recent fire or something that happened a while ago?
doesn't say.
So. Proposed house dimensions.
Who's construction? So he's reducing the driveway. Stairs and cement, same, that's the same. There's actually a reduction in area, total. Total impervious surface, is a reduction. Oh, I don't know what this,
The amount of impervious
yeah, so,
percentage.
yeah, so it's actually reduced,
Yep,
probably from taking this out.
yeah. House,
House is actually a little bit larger though, square feet wise.
2,369?
2,369 versus
Okay.
2,169.
He's increasing it by 200 square feet,
Yeah,
which is
maybe-
what? Which is-
Maybe
which
that's
is-
not footprint. Maybe
No.
that's another story or something.
Yeah. Because the total square footage is gonna go down to 6,309 because the driveway is gonna be shorter.
Oh, you have it there, okay.
Yeah. Setbacks, shorefront 29. So he's gonna go further away from the shorefront. So he's 20, not much, but maybe half a foot. A quarter of a foot.
Now, it says there's a septic application pending somewhere in there.
Yeah, but where was the septic? So the setback, so how far is that off
There's
the
a septic
lakefront?
here.
Is this?
That's elevation.
Yeah, that's only elevation. So if this is 483 feet to the back corner, then that's gotta be outside the 250-foot protected area.
Well, that existing house is right on
Now
the,
he's got a locust. Well, they used to make root beer out of black locust. First Heinz, was it Haynes or whatever the first root beer company was? It's like, it's A&W now. They banned it because of the Ceratol, is that what it is? Yeah. So you have a septic application in there?
you said there was one pending.
I love these pictures, always winter.
Can't tell much from that.
No,
I don't see any reason to,
oh, interesting.
what's that?
Yeah. The property, so this one's on Grady's Lake, so this must be down off a canal, oh, yeah, right here, look at, okay. I don't, there's a house that burned down there? Huh,
Yeah, there's a picture of it.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so what's it say on the line right there, on the measurement? What's it say on this one, I can't see that.
275 and 125.
So maybe
Well, it's 358,
358,
yeah.
and this is 483 and 395. Which one's right and which one's wrong? Because that would make it the 408, well, maybe they went to a different area? Does that one come right out to the road probably, huh?
You know, like, from the satellite view here, maybe we'll get a better.
So they're also building a garage.
Yep.
But all that's not subject to this application. It's not in the shorefront.
Oh, here's the 250-foot property line. What is that? So this must be the 250-foot buffer from the lake?
Yeah,
Oh, cool. 150,
Yep,
150.
250, right?
Yep.
Be safe to, yeah, because you have your 50-foot, which is a separate, actually 25 feet from the lakefront is another one as well, but can't take anything out for aesthetic purposes. Only take it down to 3 feet.
got quite a bit of a clear in there,
Yeah,
right there.
yeah, I mean, I don't see anything, the house is gonna be a little bit bigger, but the stairs and everything are coming out, and nothing's going back in.
Are they setting it back a little further, the proposed house, or they just matching the footprint?
No, they're staying within the 50-foot the 50-foot zone.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, actually, they moved it back a little bit, it appears. Well, not really, because now this corner is actually gonna be further into the 50-foot.
There's less impervious surface with the improvements, apparently. Taking a piece of driveway out, I guess.
Less water runoff?
Yeah, lots of wolf up here, so. Empty spot.
Well, What do you guys think? Should we ask him to come in? Should we ask him to come in?
For?
We'll just ask if he can put the house back further.
Is this one that requires your signature, or is this something that he can just go bypass you?
I might just bypass us. Let's look.
Yeah, I think they bypass us. It's an FYI, we can,
Wetland and dredge and fill. So basically, if it does bypass us, we're just basically, if anybody objects to it, or when we review the permit to make sure it's administratively complete. And we got all our pages.
I got no issues with it.
Looks like we have our survey map, tax map, we have our deed, notice to the butters.
I didn't see.
Tax map, survey, GIS,
Indeed.
no,
Same pictures you got here.
no. Winter pics.
Oh, there's another picture of that.
Uh,
That's nice. How's all that?
I don't know, it looks highlighted, doesn't it? Another one too.
Yeah, it's on the hood of the car, or the
Yeah,
truck,
yeah, yeah.
whatever you got there.
Well, it seems to be administratively complete.
I got no issues with it.
Alan?
Well, I'm not sure, exactly, what is in contention here. I can see what the differences are. I assume that they have some kind of rights to rebuild, if something is damaged by a fire.
I
But
assume
on the
it's,
other hand, it looks like, they're increasing the square footage and they're adding, a garage on top of it. So, at what point do they just not become grandfathered and become new construction and therefore,
the new shed is outside the 250-foot buffer zone,
but barely, right?
but it's out of it.
It's out.
Yeah.
But it's out, that's all that matters,
You
for
know.
us at least. And
So is the septic system.
now it becomes a building code situation, as long as we're there to look at the 250-foot, and will it have an impact on that 250-foot? Which I don't believe it will. It's pretty flat land over there with a slight towards past the 250 foot, maybe 150 feet, it starts to slope down. Which,
What's the impact of one tearing an existing house down? Is it a house with a foundation? Is it a house built on a slab?
it looks like,
Has the house been there for 150 years, or is it a house that was built reasonably recent? And the new house going up is it gonna have an impact on the shoreline itself? What kind of shoreline do they have? I mean, those are things I'd like to know about. Maybe that's beyond the scope of the permit, but.
constructing
Are
new
they
house.
natural vegetation, or have they got a beach?
So they're gonna construct a new house in the previous footprint and adding 14 feet of depth to the house, and installing a new septic system and constructing a detached garage, which was beyond the 250 feet. And this is from the NHDES. This was the ecological review.
Yeah, if they come back with a waterfront development permit for a new dock or something, that would be something different, but they're really not doing, if anything, less impact to the shoreline than the current structure.
Well,
As far as impervious surface and those
I
factors.
ask out of curiosity because, as we've discussed in some other meetings, other applications about existing shoreline doesn't conform to the natural vegetation requirement, and therefore, even though
Maybe
it was
it's not Memphis
grandfathered
tree.
75 years ago,
butters.
now that they're changing,
You got
the
on a butter
layout
farm.
of the land, do they now have to conform to the requirements of the shoreline?
Well, they'd have to confirm to the code for building, and I assume that it's.
They what?
They'll have to confirm to the code, the building code, and, they'll have to go in front of the planning board as well. And those are things that they'd probably look into.
No, I assume
existing-
if they're building a home, they're gonna be doing some digging with heavy equipment, so they're gonna have to put up some kind of barrier,
They got it called out on the drawing.
all that stuff to
Yep.
prevent anything from leaching down to the water line. But again, I just raised the question because it seems to me, it's an awful lot, from what I can visually see from one side of like Lovell Lake to the other side, there seems to be a lot of homes that got sandy beaches, and if they're coming back to, to replace their existing home, that's one thing, but if they're going to, make a bigger home and add more, more buildings, then, should we be looking at the entire plot? Maybe that's out, again, it's out of the scope, I don't
What
know.
would be your concern about the garage?
Huh?
What would be your concern
Well, I'm
about the
looking out
garage?
closer to the septic system. And I'm also looking at the fact, I just got done listening to a bunch of people complaining about fireworks polluting the lake, and I know the people that own garages change oil, work on cars, work on trucks, and that leaches into the ground, and where does it go?
Yeah.
The water table. I don't know, that's a broad statement on my part, but it's,
The thing I can pretty much tell you with these, is we can object to it, but this isn't one that we sign, and the state will trump us on it, and they have in the past. So I've tried to call them up, and they told me I had no authority to, basically, they were gonna approve it as they see fit, that it was their program. So we can do all that, but I would suggest that really the planning board be the one that does that, as long as it's outside that 250 feet, whether, cause there could be something 2 miles away from the lakefront
Yeah.
that could affect the lake,
yeah.
right?
Oh,
Stormwater
sure.
management.
No, the underground, movement of water is not something
So
there's
there's
a big science about it.
Yeah, there is a Stormwater Management Act. That's why they have to call it the impervious areas, that they're gonna expand that. And basically, that's really what determines the shoreland, permit, is that impervious, area. Are you gonna expand it? And if you look, I think it's like, if you're beyond 1,250, you need a permit. So, and that's why those permits come to us. But yeah, they still gotta obey by the laws,
Yeah.
right?
I say within the scope of that perimeter, it looks okay to me.
All right. We have a motion to accept the permit with discussion.
I'll make a motion.
All right,
Well, second, then.
okay, no more discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
But,
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
As the afterthought, you understand
That's
where
fine.
where I'm
That's fine.
coming from. If I'm gonna listen and read about people complaining about
Mm-hmm.
what I consider very minimal, nuisance things.
yeah,
And we overlook the big things, then
No, I
then
totally-
I'm sitting here not doing my job.
absolutely right there with you. Did you see did you get the attachments I sent out in the email?
No.
I gave them there.
Okay, I sent you the conservation powers. I sent it to everybody so that people can see that. And I have other forms as well from.
Actually, I think you can have this if you want.
I have law documents as well, breaks down basically what the Conservation Commission, I thought that was pretty good.
I went
don't know.
today,
No, it's pretty
after
good.
we
Yeah.
got, after we closed up, I went to see the people at the, the Acton.
Watershed?
The watershed people,
Mm-hmm.
and there was no, everything was upstairs, was locked up.
Okay.
And so maybe they were closed because of the holiday, I
They
don't
don't
know.
work, they're not down there all week.
This is really good, Alan, this one and this one.
Cause I wanted.
You can have those.
Because they got that
Thank
thing,
you.
those folders out on the wall for all kinds of different situations, and I'd like to get that package to look at.
All right,
So I figure it's a good piece of quick knowledge,
I agree. All right,
but there's nobody there.
I'm just gonna move on real quick because it's probably 7
wall is
o'clock now.
locked.
This,
A little bit after.
Okay, so just real quick, financials. We look real good, just, need to approve a booth at Pride Day, and I will pay for that.
Pay for what?
Pride Day booth for Wakefield Pride Day.
how much?
I think it's $35 or $40.
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Second.
No longer, no more than 50, we'll say. How's that sound?
Not to exceed 50.
Yeah, because I
Motion.
don't know exactly how much.
This is a
right now,
35
right? I got the email like last week, so,
Right.
all right. Okay, we have a second?
I just second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
I will do that and we'll get reimbursed. And the Pride Day is May
16th.
16th. I have to go pick up the seedlings. They're not prepared, they're not ready yet. It'll be, late April that we pick those up. So if anybody wants to baby them for 16 days, be my guest. I'll do it. I have to go all the way to Pembroke, actually. I'm trying to see if they'll bring them out here. I have a file cabinet. I'm trying to find a second one. And I'll have that for the next meeting. I'll have a receipt for you guys and with the amount, okay? And then we'll have to sort that all out. That's my goal. Other than that, we had a budget of $3,363. We have a remaining balance on that budget of $2,729.54. And again, just so everybody knows, please feel free, and we've expended $5,400 from the campership line. So more than, we're well below what we had put as a cap, so we're looking pretty good there too as well. And there was another bill, but I will print that out, and I will leave that in the mailbox, that we just received. So if you guys wanna sign the approval, I mean, do we need to? If we've already approved it, we have to still sign the warrant, right?
Yeah, we should.
Because we approved the expenditure by a vote.
Was it put in our warrant, though?
The total amount?
Yeah, does it would go on our warrant too, I believe, doesn't it?
I'm not sure.
Anytime you guys expend money.
Yes, 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 it goes on your warrant. You're not even gonna see what it is, you're just gonna see an overall amount.
Well, we can see what it is.
But we gotta see what it
Yeah.
is, but you know, when it's presented,
Yeah.
yeah. But I'll leave it down here, and if anybody's perusing through, we can sign it, get 3 signatures, and just do it like that. The problem is that we can't just do a blanket one, because there's 4 different
Right.
camps that we send them to, that's the problem. Maybe next time we do it, we get a warrant already signed for all the camps that we're gonna go
Yeah,
to.
that'd be the best idea.
Yeah, that way that's already approved, and we can get that all sent out. We don't have to keep signing stuff. All right. Is that, that's about it, huh? Any public comment? Nobody's here? Okay. We'll wrap it up at the next meeting. We'll set some dates to do some work. It's pretty cold still. It's gonna be cold, like another week or so.
Are you gonna do the public hearing?
Yes, I'm gonna switch to it right now.
Okay, all right.
So, we'll meet again for the conservation meeting on, the 20th. Oh, no. It would be the 27th, wouldn't it? The second and third Monday of the month? 4th? Second and 4th. So that'd be the 27th.
27th?
Yep. I got us all messed up because we had this meeting today.
Yes, 27.
Yep.
Can we do the RFP for the?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
I don't mean this meeting, I mean at the 27th meeting. We'll need to do it at least by then.
Well, you have it done. Do you want everybody to look at it? Did you
Send
send
it out.
You sent it out? Did you
I
have
got- I got
Alan,
no-
did you have an opportunity to look at this RFP for the town forest?
Alan,
Did you happen to look at the digital
you look
copy
at the-
that Rick sent
did
around?
you look at the copy of the RFP for the town forest?
Well, no, that the one we had originally, that's the last meeting you mean.
No, Rick made some changes.
I was
You haven't
not
seen that?
online at all today.
Okay.
I had a situation come up yesterday, it messed me up time-wise, and
Okay,
I
This is my
literally did
original.
not
I
get to
can't give
bed
that to you.
last
Okay,
night.
okay.
So,
all right.
I'm
We'll do that at the next meeting, but we have the RFP, it's
30
done.
hours being awake, and that affects
Yep.
the
No
the
problem
age
at all.
of 78, you slow down a little bit when you miss some sleep.
Is there anything else, anything else anybody wants to talk about?
One thing,
Yep.
you brought up the last meeting, the Hutchins Farm property. You said there were snowmobiles going across it. This is, I'm going to turn it over to you, the deed for the property, conservation deed. This has all the information you would need to
For Union
determine.
Meadow.
This has all the information. and
Okay,
I'm going to turn that over to you. If you want to look at it,
yeah.
maybe next meeting,
Can I
tell
take-
us what you
can I
think.
Take it home to read it?
Take it home and read it, yep.
Okay.
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 All right, well,
And all the
it's,
properties we manage have that level of detail.
Well, I just, the big, you talk about having, if when I'm on the board, I'm gonna have an area to specialize in, or, and I'd like to just find ways to make use of some of the land that we've
Well,
got bordering
they-
on water. I mean, the attempt last year was made to open up the trail down to the water line and put a picnic table down there. But, going one step further and putting
So how
almost
about,
like a wooden jetty out there that people with a wheelchair can get out of the water and drop a line.
I'll put Union Meadows on the next meeting agenda, how's that sound?
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking of in terms of that's about the only place we really got a water
Okay, well, now,
water
we'll
contract.
have
with
another one
Union
here in
Meadow,
about 2
right?
seconds.
We ought to find ways to utilize it for those people that are,
I totally agree. I'm right there with you. And did Rick send you some links so that you could get some training? Didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
I've got that printed
Okay.
out, and it's.
I don't wanna hear anything
sitting
about,
down
you
with
know,
the phone call.
you don't know.
You gotta follow up
Okay.
yourself.
Yeah.
That's why I
We-
went to the people.
We've
up-
given
I've
you every opportunity to succeed
No,
now.
I've gone upstairs twice to meet with to talk with the people upstairs,
All right.
and first time I went, they had some kind of
Okay.
meeting going on, and they were in the
Let's-
conference room that you were gonna make into a classroom.
So, let's go ahead and, I'd like to congratulate you on becoming a full member and Sue as an alternate. And that concludes this meeting, unless somebody else has anything else. Oh,
The RFP,
yes, sir.
you guys sent it off to us, all of us. Did you guys look at that, and is that,
The one from Rick?
yeah,
Yeah,
did you give it to Tony to,
we did not yet,
okay,
because I think that Rick wanted to have the approval of the board before he gave it to you.
okay, so you take that up at the next meeting?
Yeah, because
Okay.
Alan didn't have an opportunity to go
Okay.
through it yet.
All right, that's
Did you
all.
see anything without it?
No, I think it looks fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
and the
Thank
timber
you.
sale contract is just an example. It will change once the forester comes in.
Exactly, yeah.
Does anyone of the three of you remember the discussion we had about the lot across the street and the house on the other side of the street? If you remember what the area the house number was? I've been driving by and I don't see any construction going on, and I'm kind of trying to figure out where that piece of property is.
Well,
Out of
did we
curiosity.
approve that? Did we approve that one? I think,
I thought you
I
had
don't-
you had tabled it because
Yeah.
they didn't send 4 copies.
yeah, it's in the file cabinet, I believe, so,
Yeah, I think we voted 2-2
yeah.
to approve.
Yeah,
to-
and I reached out to him, but there was some,
If anybody remembers.
I reached out to the wrong
thought it was
person
an-
at first. I thought it was
an
Mr.
800
Cooper Dog.
number, but I can't, I'm just curious, what the
Yep.
property looks like in terms of the house being there
All
and
right.
the property there, and
So-
how it's situated.
we'll close our regular conservation meeting and open it up to the public hearing. Sound like a plan?
Motion to close the meeting?
And go public,
Need a
it's
motion?
pretty much the same thing.
You just do
Yeah.
it.
So,
Do it.
this is the public hearing that was scheduled for today. It was posted in the paper, town website, and out in the town hall. This is to the Wakefield Conservation Commission. This is to get public input and vote on approving the purchase of a 29-acre lot located on Route 16 in Wakefield, New Hampshire, tax map 198, lot 18, for the amount of $130,000 to be expended out of the Fund 3 account. That account can only be used for land purchases. Conservation Commission will be the agents and grantor of the property. I must delete, with the town being the owner.
That would make the town the grantor.
We are their agents, so it would make them the owner.
Right.
So I looked at the other deed for Union Meadows, and we are the grantor on that. And the town
We
owns
being
the
commi-
property.
The commission is the grantor or the
Yes,
town?
the Wakefield Conservation Commission. So we oversee the property, the town owns the property. We are the agents of that property.
We are the grantee.
Yes, that's what I got messed up, because on the deed it said grantor, and I was like, well,
The grantor is also the owner.
yeah, so. I don't know-
Grantor, owner, same thing.
Exactly. So, but it said the Wakefield Conservation Commission, but when you look on the tax map,
So-
it's the town that owns it, the conservation, that's the agent of it. And that we would be basically identical to that. We would want to be the agents so we can do with it what we please.
And what would Moose Mountain be?
Moose Mountain would be the easement holder.
Yeah, they
Is
would
this
come
typical-
They would be-
after the purchase anyway.
Yes, and that would be after the purchase. That really doesn't have anything to do with the purchase. That's just the sell of the purchase to say, you know, the real thing that we're here for today is to purchase it. And just to know that we're in a collaborative with MMRG where we plan to get back the conservation value is what we plan to sell the easement to MMRG for. We'd still be the owners of, the town is still the
The owner,
owners.
the owner.
We're still the agents. They're
We would
the,
grant this to MMRG,
yes,
and we would become executory interest holder.
yes,
Got it?
yes.
Is it unusual for the town to own the land?
It is
as-
not.
As opposed to conservation
That's how it has to
only owning
happen.
it?
That's how it has to happen. I looked into it and that's how it has to. I've been talking with the lawyer, as well. And we have the purchase and sales agreement is already written up. It is signed and ready to go. We were cautioned to wait until tonight to have the public hearing and then do that. So we're transparent with everybody and we don't try to do it quickly. So,
Excellent, good.
I can tell you the town's in favor, the Board of Selectmen are in favor of it, DPW's in favor of it, is
and we have a letter of intent from MMRG as well.
correct.
You know, to protect our wildlife corridor, protect Branch River, and in theory, it protects the Salmon Falls River. So the Branch River feeds into the Salmon Falls, so what we're doing is creating a corridor there. And that's MMRG's goal this year, is to protect that river and that area of the branch. And also, yeah,
It also has access to Route 16 frontage, so it's a very visible property. In addition, there are wellheads in close proximity, so it protects those as well. Checks a lot of boxes.
Yeah, it did.
It's a really good purchase.
I think that, yeah, I think that by the turnout tonight, I mean, we posted this everywhere we needed to. We even went in 3 places, I
Well, we've been
believe.
talking about it too.
Yeah.
We talked about it at our meeting, you've
Yeah.
talked about it at several meetings, and
Yeah, and, yeah, just to elaborate, you know, the current valuation of that land does not reflect the true value to the Wakefield residents, or to protect our natural resources here, you know, and the wildlife that's there as well. You know, and there's harvestable wood on there that might help us when we get a county forester as well, if we just sow to see that we want to, harvest the wood. We might, board might determine it doesn't want to harvest the wood. That's on that, but, yeah, MMRG would have the easement rights, giving them monitoring responsibilities. We would sell that at a conservation value. So an appraisal will have to be done after we purchase this with MMRG, but that'll be another meeting. And that probably, I'm not sure if it'd be another public hearing to sell that easement to them, I'm not sure, but we'll look.
Yeah.
We'll keep going. But at the bare minimum, for us to buy it, even if MMRG was not involved, is a good move, I believe. So,
Good job. Congratulations.
well, congratulations.
Did good.
Huh?
That's a great accomplishment.
Yeah. How do you think the
Get it done
packet was put
quickly.
together? Wasn't bad, right?
Nice package, yeah.
Okay, good.
How are you, Alan? You okay with it?
Yeah, yeah,
You sure?
yeah,
No objections?
no, no.
Huh?
I was talking with Rick before the meeting we started tonight, and one of
Uh-oh.
the things that I find
discussing
difficult
meeting.
sitting here is, you know, where is the balance line between growth and maintaining land for future conservation?
90% conservation.
But I mean, you know, I was explaining to him, I mean, I came from Rochester, and Rochester people are leaving there who don't have the money to live there anymore.
Yeah.
And where are they gonna go? They gotta come north.
Yeah, I think,
Once you shut off the land up here,
yep,
where do these homeless people go?
about south.
Well, being
it's,
facetious is nice, but there's gotta be a balance
So-
from a tax perspective. Do we wanna chew up all the land, or do we wanna get some commercial, industrial use out of some of the land that help to lower the tax rate? If you follow what I'm saying, because you put up residential properties, you guarantee the tax rate's gonna go up, because the schools are gonna go up.
So how do you keep it rural?
I don't know if you
And
can.
not over- and
I
not
don't know if you can- I don't know
overdeveloped.
if you can really. I grew
Why
up in a
not?
town that was a rural apple orchard town.
So
and,
our
and
tax-
now it's owned by two ethnicities of people, okay,
Is
who
it an-
basically control the town.
Is it an apple orchard still?
Huh?
Is it?
There's not many apple. People may have some left in their yard,
we'd
but
like
most of
to-
the orchards are gone.
We'd like to try to protect our
I
lands.
mean, they have buildings that were there for cold storage of apples all winter.
I think
okay?
I think our goal as a conservation commission is to protect our rural areas and to protect our natural resources
No,
that we have here.
I can understand
So
that.
when we look at this property in particular, it's a commercial zone, it's agricultural zoned over there. Our aquifer is on that. The Branch River leads downstream to said Rochester,
Yeah.
right? Salmon Falls River. So we're trying to protect those residents as well, right?
Well, I
So-
understand. I'm
so-
asking it as a very general question.
So if you
as
look at
opposed to
Hennecker,
any one,
if you-
particular purchase.
If you looked at a town, let's say Hennecker, New Hampshire, is about, I don't know, I think it's 78-80% of the land in that town is conservation. You know, a market value, you get into the realms now where the market value is whatever you really set it to be for your property, right? You know, because the tax rate is low, it's incentive not to leave the area, right? And growth will happen still. Growth will happen, doesn't have to happen on our waters though.
Yeah.
You know, they're not making any more land on the lakes. So those people, whatever they have now, that's what they have.
Yeah.
It's not gonna expand. You know, the expansion is here in town. The expansion's up here off of Witch Trot Road, off of all these other areas, you know, where these, you know, if you went up Witch Trot and you take a right instead of a left to Grady's Lake, down there by the boat ramp, I'd say probably, I don't know, 500 feet back from that area, and you took a right down there, these are logging roads that used to be empty. And now that's where the development should happen, right? It's inland more. So, if we can keep them off of our lakes and streams and protect our aquifers and our natural habitats, I think that's key.
Well, I'm not against, trying to maintain, the habitat, don't get me wrong. But somewhere there's gotta be a balance.
I
because
totally agree with you.
We can't go off and say, well,
It's
we
the
take the
first-
homeless people and line them up against the wall and shoot them if we
It's-
don't have a place for them.
This is the first thing, and we're actually in the process of looking at that. That's kind of one of the projects that Rick has been working on, is to identify all the conservation easements here in town. And once we identify that, we'll be able to come up with an acreage that we actually have.
I'm not trying to make a.
No, but I'm
broaden
just,
the
no,
scope
I'm
of
trying to,
conservation, but
I'm trying to educate you on
It's,
that.
it's
to your
just
question.
something personal with me, and where's the balance?
We always look at it, right? We look at the tax rate. What are we taking off the tax map? This one was $430 a year.
Yeah.
It's not even, you're gonna notice that increase in your property. Well, it's not even an increase, really. I mean, you're at 8.97, 8 point something percent for a tax rate right now for property tax, and hopefully we can drive that number down. In 2012, that number was 12.72 or something for property tax. That number's been going down, and we just gotta make sure that we keep going down on the property tax. You know, so this is a place that is, a resort type place, you know what I mean? Like, it's a vacation type
Yeah.
place. And we keep it that way so that we can attract tourism.
But on the other hand, was it Hampton or Northampton just recently got,
well, it's not even-
told by the
let's-
court that you're doing the wrong.
Well, that was Hampton.
You're doing the wrong.
That was Hampton.
assessments.
That was Hampton, and they were told to do another assessment, and that's Hampton though. And they refused to do some stuff, and that's why they have the problem with the state.
I understand that.
I know, I saw it, I read all about it.
So obviously, there's,
So,
The town has a master plan.
Yeah.
The planning board has a master plan for the town, and
yep,
well, I mean.
pretty much all these things are identified in that, and basically the land that, the Conservation Commission should be going after is ones with natural resources and wildlife habitats and stuff like that, which is exactly what they've been doing. The Union Meadows was a good move. This is a good move. The state, that other property up on
Well, obviously, the planning board has, over the years, has zoned out where they think development should be, as opposed to where, open land should be
And they-
left, or agricultural use, or
from what I see,
industrial, keep it away from the general population.
and from what I see, they're pretty stringent on that, so, and keep a close eye on it. So, there's no more discussion
Just a
on this
generic
property.
question I was asking,
Yeah, no problem. Hey, I was just trying to educate, you know what I mean? For me, I'd put the whole town into conservation, so nobody could buy in. Then your house, your little ranch would be worth
Then you're gonna
$20
be
million.
fighting everybody that lives on the water.
Public
So
comment.
is there any public comment?
All of a sudden, your buddy Mark isn't gonna be your buddy anymore.
you talking about?
Yeah, of course he would be.
Public comment.
Public comment? No? All right,
The door's open, right?
the door's open.
Okay.
I hope so.
Yeah, it should be.
We're having a public hearing and nobody can get it. If not, I'm
They'd
sure
be
somebody can.
knocking on the door. They
Oh,
usually
yeah,
knock,
yeah, yeah. I'm sure
It's
somebody.
been working out pretty good, though. It's
Yeah.
a good way to keep track of who's coming in and out of here.
Maybe we can get a fob for the individual boards.
You can get a fob.
Yeah, that would be nice. I'll come in here and sleep. No, I have a resource center I can go sleep at. I don't need to come in here.
You got plenty of room.
Yeah, with a ghost. At this point in time, do we have a motion to approve the purchase of tax map 198 lot 18 for the amount of $130,000 to be expended out of our Fund 3 account?
I'll make the motion.
All right, do we have a second on
I
that?
will second that motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
It is a done deal. Thank you, everybody. And that brings the
So
public,
the next step now is
Uh-oh.
we go to the lawyer to do the final negotiation, or to go to the selectmen for final approval?
I already did all of that.
I'm not saying but that would
already
be
all
the
done.
next step though, right?
It's all done.
Okay.
So I wasn't putting this in front of the public until I had the selectmen's approval. I wasn't putting this in front of the public until we had a purchase and sales agreement to make sure all those Ts were crossed
So
and
now we
Is
send it to
dotted.
the lawyer and say, go sign the papers, or?
We don't even send it to the lawyer because it's already signed by the town. We just send that to the property owner and say thank you, and then we sign a warrant. If you guys would just stay real quick for a second and sign this warrant that approves the expenditure of the $130,000 out of that account.
Who's preparing the deed now? Our lawyer?
So the deed is the next thing that, yes. And also, I'm trying to get Rick included on that and NMMRG as well, so that we can all agree on what the property is gonna be used for, you know, cause they are gonna be,
Right.
the easement holder that's gonna be keeping an eye on us.
Right.
So we wanna make sure, and we wanna make sure that that falls within the land stewardship as well, that everything that we're doing. Basically, we're gonna almost mirror, Union Meadows, but not really, cause we're gonna
Yeah.
look for ourselves for 400 square feet for a pump house. We wanna identify that if there is an area that large, we have that
Yeah,
property.
they did that out in Union Meadows and the property that was,
Yeah, and
Yeah,
also
they-
that we have maybe a right of way to that 400 square foot pump house if we needed to, and that we can harvest the wood if we ever saw fit as well. So I don't know if there's anything else that we'd want to include on that, but once that deed is gonna be finalized, I'm sure we'll present it to the board, and selectmen
I
can
don't
review it as
even
well.
know if that all that has to be in the deed. I think that has to be in the easement.
Well, that's why
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. So-
Conservation easement.
Yeah, so whatever we have written up, we need to make sure, and
Right.
MMRG is on board with doing
Okay,
that.
yeah.
And they actually said that at the last meeting,
Yep.
so,
Good.
is there anything else that it? All right,
That's it. Is there a survey of the property? Do we do that?
so
Does that happen?
we can do that, we can get an appraisal of the property for the conservation value as well. So, now that we made the purchase, now we can get MMRG back in here, we can discuss that cost and who is gonna absorb that cost. And
Yeah, I
who is
think
gonna
they had
go,
a-
and who is gonna go after that, appraiser? You
I
know,
think they
should
had a-
it be
they had
us?
I think they had a grant.
Well, she's gonna go after a grant
Yeah, I think-
that's available, she can apply to by the 15th.
15th,
Was it
yeah.
the 15th? So now that this has happened, now some and I think we've already approved that as well, that we could do
think
it.
we did,
But the
yeah.
only thing we didn't approve was a dollar value, because we didn't know how much it was gonna cost. So, but we can allow them to go after that grant, to get them funding to do the appraisal. When it comes time for the appraisal, we can discuss that. Who's gonna go and do that? At least the funds are available by the grant.
Well,
Is there
they
some point in
probably
time-
will handle that, because it's
They
in their
will.
interest.
They will, but at the same time, we're getting money off that conservation value.
Right.
Right, so it might make sense somehow for us to somehow,
Oh, okay, I
you
see
know,
what you're doing, yeah.
you know what I mean? So, I know it's, you know, I don't trust anybody. I trust
Well,
but
I
verify.
know where you're heading now, but,
Yeah, so, but we might just wanna discuss that at the next
Right,
meeting.
yeah.
You know, we get this thing purchased,
It's ridiculously low, yeah.
Yeah.
Does conservation at some point go out and walk the property?
They've done that, once we get this all done, I'll email you guys and say,
After
feel free to go out there,
everything's
park on
signed,
Route
sealed,
16.
dated.
Don't park 3 feet off of
I
Route
think,
16, the
I think
standards
it's
will
gonna be
completely
important to
different.
do that before we do the conservation easement.
Oh, yeah, we gotta
When
get
we
out
need
there.
existing conditions, what's out there?
Exactly, even
Assu-
pictures.
Assumedly, we spend
Even
some money to
pictures.
put a sign up to say it's conservation.
And we can survey the property. You and I can do that, as long as the previous deed has landmarks. You know?
If it does,
Yeah, we can do it at that, but if we really wanted to pay for a survey to go out there, I think that's when the appraisal, I think that's probably gonna handle that, right?
We can talk about that.
Yeah, because our area might expand. You never know. Awesome, well, I will notify the owner, and I will send over the purchase and sales agreement, and we'll leave it final.
Good
Okay.
job, good job.
Thank you, guys. Good job to everybody. All right, well, I guess that conducts this public hearing.
Motion to adjourn?
All right, we got a second?
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that's it.
Congratulations, good job.